Going live. You're live. Hello everyone. I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be doing a quick Q&A. If you guys had any questions, let's talk. It's Sunday. I'm drinking some coffee. I had some free time, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit and try out 1080p with the lowest latency possible, so you guys can see basically real-time interaction with chat, which I don't usually do in the live streams because they are 4K live streams. And the latency is super noticeable. How are you guys doing? Good seeing you there. Hi Ritik, Jim76UH, ADARASH P, Sion Gamers, Anteprimo 760, sorry, Spanish. Submates doing fine. Commandant Nico Ismael, Aspicy, Makivak, Roland, It's Silent, It's Stand the Dude, Shieldaz, Adrash, Anime, so many of you guys. Hello guys, how's it going? Never been this early? Well, yeah, it just started. I hope you're having a good time, or you're about to, hopefully, with your questions. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, if you wanted to hear that. I don't know why you guys like that, but hey, not going to take that away from you. Slow Dancer, how are you doing? Send dudes? Yeah, sure, I'll send some. I'm from Uruguay, that's the question, the first question always has to be. Se complica el acento con esos nombres raros. Sí, salado, Nico, salado. Where's your old OG intro? Bring that back. What do you mean, the GTA San Andreas inspired intro that had my name? That was hilarious. Best background? Well, thank you. If you want to find it, link in the description for the background. Tell him, if you follow the link in the description to the background, that I sent you, so he knows at least. Can we play pirated games on original genuine Windows? Yeah, it should be okay. It shouldn't have anything to do with your operating system, so no worries. Hello, graphics guy from Greece. Well, hi Martian Defender, how's it going? Please do review Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the RTX 2060. Yeah, I should be getting that game next week on Tuesday. We'll see, but I'm going to do 2 live streams, one on the usual cards, another one on the 2060. ¿Dónde aprendiste inglés? Hice instituto y después seguí por mi cuenta con subtítulos en inglés, escuchando cosas en inglés, practicando pronunciación. Valhalla benchmarks, yeah, on Tuesday, at the latest. Hello from Russia, well, hello from Uruguay. Un Ryzen 5 2600 y una 1660 tendría cuello de botella. No debería, pero asegúrate que la RAM esté en dual channel. Is it worth buying a PC when you could buy an Xbox? It really depends. At the moment, an Xbox Series X should give you 4K, way cheaper than a PC. So I think that's a great value so far. We'll see how PC responds to the new consoles, but at the moment, yeah, the Xbox has a great resolution considering the price. So yeah, pretty excited to see what graphics card we get soon. Do you think Intel is done? We'll see. At the moment, AMD is winning. They increased pricing on the new CPUs, so yeah, at the moment, AMD is the king on the CPU side, I guess. Do you work out? Yes, I do Kung Fu and Tai Chi. That's what I do. What's your height? I'm a meter and 83, 1 meter 83, 183 centimeters tall. Yes, of course, NSA watchlist page, of course, every year without fail. It always works. Where do you live? I live in Uruguay. It's a country between Argentina and Brazil in South America. You might be able to find it. Do you think Intel will make a comeback? Probably. We need competition, so I hope that they come back to fight AMD so we get better pricing. ¿Recomiendas los monitores BenQ? La verdad que no conozco nada de esa marca. Come to Brazil? Well, I'm not going anywhere at the moment with the current world situation. Not going to travel anywhere. So yeah. Saravana, I already responded that question like 5 minutes ago, I think. Can you use 2 different GPUs in one PC, but use 1 GPU at a time? Yes, you can, games choices. If you put 2 graphics cards, that I did that once, in some games they allow you to select which graphics card to use. The other one is not going to do anything, basically, but you can use one for physics and the other one for the game itself. It really depends on a game-to-game basis, but you can have both connected, yeah. You can do that. Raid, love from India. Oh, well, thank you, the star raid, the star for the raid. People from India, welcome. You are the people that watch my channel the most, according to my analytics. Most people that watch are from India, so thank you guys for the raid. I love you all. People from India, people from Pakistan, from everywhere in the world. Thank you so much, guys. F for the dudes that only speak Spanish or English. Yeah, true. Let me slow down the chat a little bit because it's getting a little bit crazy for me. So every 25 seconds, so I can actually read what you're writing. ¿Qué tal el combo Ryzen 7 3700X con la 2060 Super? Está sobradísimo de CPU. GTX 1050 Ti? Yes, of course. Yeah, 1050 Ti, for sure. Same D-Star, same. Thank you so much for the raid, man. Has been following you for the past 4 years. Oh, that's awesome. He's the real MVP. Do you have good prices in Uruguay? In Uruguay, it's pretty expensive. Pretty much double the price compared to the US, especially on the GPU side. A 2060 is $500, the 6GB version, and a 2060 Super is $700 to $800. So, what are you drinking, sir? I'm drinking coffee. I love coffee. It doesn't have caffeine because if not, I'm not going to sleep. So, I mean, it's 4 p.m., but yeah. How is Need for Speed Remastered? Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. It's basically the same game as before, according to most people. I saw some videos. It's basically the same thing. Even the graphics are super similar, so yeah. Have you ever visited Chile? Me gustaría visitar Santiago acá en los Estados Unidos. No, Chile nunca visité, pero parece interesante. Ah, Santiago que invierno. Ah, Santiago, entendí. Sí, Santiago dicen que está bueno, pero nunca tuve la oportunidad. What time is it in Uruguay? At the moment it's 4 p.m. So if I drink caffeine at this time, I'm not going to sleep. So yeah, how long will the 1080 Ti and Ryzen 7 3700X last? At the moment I have no idea. As long as you don't want ray tracing, I think you're good to go for a few more years, for sure. ¿Sabes solucionar power limit throttling? Podés cambiar de voltaje usando la gráfica de voltaje de AMC Afterburner. Thoughts on Ryzen 5000? Ryzen 5000? I think AMD is now the top dog, so they can charge more. But as long as the CPUs are good, I think that the uplift in price is something that they can do. So they will as well do it. I think they should release a Ryzen 3 on that range. I want a lot of single-threaded performance. But yeah. Are you going to review Destiny 2 when Beyond Light comes out? Probably, maybe. Now that I'm doing live streams, I can test a lot more games. So I'm probably going to try out Destiny 2, so you guys tell me where to go and what to do, because I'm super lost in that game. I don't know where the performance hit is, so it will be interesting. What is your main rig? My main rig is a Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigs of RAM, and a RTX 2060. I use that to edit videos, to sometimes play some games. I don't usually play games on PC anymore because it feels like work. But yeah, that's my PC with an SSD. What's your age? I'm about to be 25 on November 15th. So I'm 24, will be 25 soon. Cyberpunk para 2021 o para 2021, iba a decir. 2021, y probablemente... No creo. How are you, Santiago? Is it 500 watt, 80 plus Brown certified PSU and up for 3070? I think you're a little threading the needle there. I'll go for at least 600 on the 3070, but it should be fine if it's a good brand. But I will try to go for something higher. I mean, the power supply is connected to every component of your PC. You might as well spend some money on it to have some safety. Should I get HDD and SSD together, like 128GB SSD and 1TB HDD? Well, yeah, I think that the SSD, at least 256, so you have a lot of room to spare for a few games and the OS. And then the hard drive for files, less important games. Well, thank you for the happy birthday wishes early. Yeah, next week is my birthday on Sunday, I think. Yeah, next Sunday is my birthday, so thank you. 4 cores, 4 núcleos, 8 hilos serán suficientes para lo que se viene. ¿Qué opinas? Yo creo que se va a quedar corto más adelante, pero mientras el Play 4 sea relevante en cualquier manera, yo creo que 8 hilos va a estar bien. I was saying in Spanish, somebody asked me if 4 cores, 8 threads is going to last long. Considering how the things are going in the technology space. Well, I think 4 Corsair threads for gaming should be fine as long as the PS4 and the Xbox One are relevant. Because I don't see games taking advantage of all those cores if they have to make versions for the actual gen consoles. So we should be fine for a few years with 4 Corsair threads, in my opinion. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. Bro, what should I get? 2060 or 1660 Super? Personally, at 2060, you get it like 10 FPS more, you get the DLSS support, ray tracing support. I'll probably just get it for DLSS to get the best performance. But yeah, that's my few cents there, my 2 cents. When do you think we are getting more mid-low range GPUs from both Nvidia and AMD? What would you guess the prices will be? Well, I think that the new budget GPUs should be coming in around 6 months. They have to compete with the consoles, so in my opinion, in around 6 months we should be getting something to compete there, if they care. We don't have anything better than a 580 and a 1650 Super for around 4 years now. So I'm pretty disappointed on that front. I want something that is $150 and better than a 580. Please, Nvidia, AMD, we need something new. Do you watch anime? No, I watched Dragon Ball Z and Naruto when I was a kid, but that's about it. That's as far as anime goes for me. Nothing against anime. They make good stuff sometimes, so yeah. Are you married? No, I'm single. I'm single. Why are you not benchmarking i3 and i5? Because multiple CPUs was a lot of work to swap the parts. I had 2 motherboards with 2 CPUs and I was swapping between one another. I prefer to stay with one CPU and focus more on the GPU part. That's why I test the Ryzen 3 3100, 4 cores, 8 threads, some middle ground stuff, and I can focus on GPU performance instead. Less work, is easy to swap GPUs, so I tend to just keep one CPU this time around to do more GPUs. Why the F do GPUs go out of stock on the weekend? Because people are not working and they want to buy stuff, probably. I need to choose between 512 SSD and 1TB hard drive for games. What to choose? I already have 120 gigs SSD for OS. Well, I think in that case, if you already have 120 gigs, get the 1TB drive, because some games are huge. And if you're not installing a lot of games, go for the SSD. But I mean, the 512 is plenty. If you're not installing Warzone, Warzone will take half of your SSD there, so keep that in mind. Will the Ryzen 7 2700 work well through the next generation? We don't know, hopefully. 5700 XT or 2070? Personally, the 2070 due to the DLSS and the ray tracing support, but the 5700 XT it's a great performer. Sometimes it beats the 2070 Super in some games, some others is closer to the 2060 Super. I think the 5700 XT is great if you don't want to use ray tracing or DLSS. Great price performance. Te propongo algo, vos y yo una 1050 Ti, sabelo. Toda la noche. Ryzen 3 3300X availability. I haven't seen any 3300Xs available. Would you be benchmarking the 6000 series AMD GPUs? At the moment, no plans to do so. No plans to add any more GPUs until we get something new in the, what's the name of this? In the 580 price range. So right now, no plans, but we'll see. i5 9400F versus Ryzen 3 3100, it depends on the price. If you get the Ryzen 3 cheaper, I'll go for it. You get a better upgrade path. With the i5, you're stuck with the 9th gen i7s and i9s, so you cannot go further. With the Ryzen 3 3100, you can go for a 5000 series CPU later down the line. So probably go Ryzen this time around, just for the upgrade path. ¿Valdría la pena subir de un i3 9100F a un Ryzen 5 2600 3600? Sí, en mi opinión sí, es un buen salto, especialmente el 3600, porque los juegos usan más cores y es bastante decente considerando el precio. Is the 1050 a decent low-end card? At the moment, with 2 GB of VRAM, I think you can get something better for cheap, like a 570 or a 580, 4 GB. Should be fine in the used market even. Is there a big difference between M.2 SSD and 2.5-inch SSD? M.2 SSD should be the same in speeds because you are limited by the drive's speed. But then if you get an M.2 NVMe, that should be faster. So you have on M.2 you have NVMe and the normal SSD. So if it's an SSD and it's not NVMe, it should be basically the same as the 2.5-inch SATA drives. But yeah, if you want speed, NVMe. If you want better than hard drive, use SSD, but it will be cheaper than NVMe, that's for sure. Do you love PlayStation exclusive? Do you think they will come to PC? Well, we got Horizon Zero Dawn, so super excited for more exclusives to hit PC. I really liked the Spider-Man game on PS4. That was great. I hope one day it comes to PC, but that's about it. Upgrade from Ryzen 5 3600 5600X or wait for Zen 4. Personally, I will wait. I mean, it's a great CPU. I don't think you need more, really. You can get 60s if you want 144. Maybe you would have a more expensive CPU already, so yeah. ¿Usas algún teclado mecánico? ¿Cuál? Sí, uso este de HyperX. Es el HyperX Alloy FPS. I'm using a mechanical keyboard, the HyperX Alloy FPS, that one. Very cheap, super high quality in my opinion. So yeah, yo, what's up? Unlike, I think it's your name. Sorry if I messed that up. RTX 2060 or 5600 XT, which GPU is better? The 5600 XT should be faster in most games, and it should be cheaper, it depends on the country, but if you can find it for cheaper than a 2060, I'll go for it. If you don't use the Nvidia encoder for video editing or DLSS, then it's a good purchase, I'll say. The master of FPS logs. Well, yeah, here I am. Nice to see you. Have you benchmarked 7300 HQ, GTX 1050 Ti on Red Dead Redemption? Not really. I don't own those components, so I cannot. ¿En cuánto tiempo aprendiste inglés? ¿Vivís en otro país o antes o estudiando? Estudiando. Nunca fui a un país que hable en inglés nativo. Quiero algún día ir. No, arranqué los 3 años y después seguí toda mi vida estudiando inglés y practiqué un montón. Me gusta mucho el inglés, la verdad. Y básicamente se basa en eso, practicar, seguirle dando hasta que no sabes hablar en español, básicamente. Bro, graphics cards one-time investment or they will be dead anytime? Well, I mean, graphics cards are usually something that you swap every 2 or 3 years, I would say. I usually like to spend money on them, depending on what resolution I want. Not really the frame rates, I usually like to aim to over 30, but usually 3 to 4 years, similar to, I do 2 GPU swaps every console release, something like that. But the rest of the PC stays the same, so I think it's a good investment, yeah. ¿Cómo se dice pepino en inglés? No lo voy a decir. I am Tamil Nandu. Please tell my name. Where? There you are. Sarvana. ¿Me correrás Assassin's Creed 3 normal? 8 GB de RAM, SSD, Radeon R4, los gráficos bajos. ¿El original, no el remasterizado? Sí, debería. Le bajaría Bajaría a 480p, pero sí. I have an i5 3570 RX 570. What upgrade do you suggest? Personally, on that one, I would suggest the CPU first. Games are using more threads now, and a 570 at the moment. At least you could lower settings and get 60s with a better CPU. I'll go for a 3600 and a B550 or an X570 motherboard, so you can have an upgrade path for the CPU later on. So yeah, that would be my advice. 16 gigs of RAM on dual channel, 3000 MHz, should be fine. I have a question. I have a 39100F 1660 Super. I can upgrade CPU or better gaming monitor for 27 inches. Personally, I would upgrade the CPU, then the monitor. The monitor you should have, but the monitor at least you keep it for a long time. So if you are satisfied with the performance, change the monitor. But the CPU will be a good choice as well. I'm keeping my HyperX 3200 MHz 16 GB RAM for your 5800X. Should I upgrade my RAM to 3600? Personally, I would just keep it at 3200. It's probably much more expensive, so let's see the benchmarks once they release on different memory configurations, and there you'll see if it's worth it. But I mean, I don't expect a huge boost. AMD said that the maximum performance on the memory part on the new Ryzens are still not on the maximum, so there has to be some BIOS updates for better RAM frequencies. So yeah, what is your full name? I'm not going to say it. ¿Vives de YouTube? Por el momento vivo con mi familia y estudio. YouTube en realidad se mantiene por sí mismo, así que es como un hobby que se paga a sí mismo y ta, ahí queda. No diría, o sea, lo trato como algo de tiempo completo, pero hago otras cosas también. Is RTX 2060 and Ryzen 3 3100 a good combo? Yes, if you have RAM on dual channel, should be fine. You should be getting 60s in most games. So yeah, my full name is Santiago, of course, of course. You're literally the unluckiest person in the world. No, please. No, man, don't do that. Don't say that. Come on. It's worth living. Trust me. Do you play Summertime Saga? No, I don't. Not interested. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be reading some chat on my PC here. ¿Qué piensas de Trump? No voy a hablar de política, pero gracias Maxi. I'm not speaking politics, so people asking about Trump and Biden, I don't want to talk about politics, that's not what I'm here for, but still, thanks for asking. ¿Recomiendas un Ryzen 3 3100 ahora o comprarlo después cuando ya se consoliden los 5000? Y yo diría que si no hay nada de Ryzen 3 en la serie 5000, el 3100 debería ser bueno. Can you test DCS World in your next video? Probably not going to do so, because I have Flight Simulator. I know it's not the same, but hey, going to put even slower chat. I cannot read anything at all. Sorry guys, but I have to do this. So I was able to read better. ¿Eres chileno o mexicano? Soy uruguayo, así que le pifiaste ahí. Best budget future-proof GPU? At the moment I would say something with a lot of video memory, like a 588 gigabytes or something like that. Viste que casi gana el Kanye West. Eso es muy gracioso. Do you have OnlyFans? No, not yet. Maybe coming soon to your nearest YouTube channel. Will the 3300X be future-proof? Future-proof is a weird word that I don't like to use. But the single-threaded performance is amazing. Do you know Sid Worms Gaming? I don't know him personally, but I know of his channel. He does very interesting stuff, so yeah. I know who he is. You told me 3 million subs for OnlyFans. Well, yeah, I did. But if I get there, it will be super interesting. But yeah, probably. Of course. Luca, no creo que lo pueda hacer yo. Ni Dios te salva en esa, me parece. MCU or DC? Star Trek or Star Wars? MCU and Star Wars, personally. But I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars, so... South America has that. You're usually either a Marvel fan and a Star Wars fan at the same time. You don't do much more than that, really. I have an i5 8400F 1060. I have $520. Upgrade GPU. Can I buy a 2070 Super? Sorry for my English. I'm from Poland. If you can upgrade to a 2070 Super, I'll go for it. Even with that CPU, it should be fine for 60 frames per second. So, yeah. Arsenal, yes, I did back then, because I didn't know, I couldn't afford them. So yeah, that's what got me into gaming actually. Which game has impressed you most graphically? Probably, well, I don't remember. There's so many games. Probably Flight Simulator this year. Me da miedo comprar Play 5 y que sea más potente que mi PC. Y bueno, puede ser. Al principio es así siempre, con las consolas nuevas. I have our i3-7100, 1650 Super 8 GB of RAM. Suggest me an upgrade. Ryzen 3 3100, 16 GB of RAM and dual channel. That will be my upgrade suggestion. If you can find a nice 7700K for cheap, I'll go for that. But yeah. Is a Ryzen 3 3100 and 1650 Super good for the next 3 years at least? 3 years is a lot of time in technology, so I cannot really answer that. At the moment, it's enough. So probably 3 years is yeah, a bit of a long shot, I would say. Maybe, if the PS4 is still relevant, probably. My RAM stock frequency is 2400 MHz. Should I overclock it to 3000 on an A320 motherboard? Not sure if you can do that on an A320, but if you can try it. If it fails, you can do a CMOS reset and have it on stock settings again. Do you think that Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best open world game ever? Not really. I'm not a huge fan of Red Dead 2 because it's super slow. At times it has a lot of slow animations. That usually pisses me off. But I don't think it's the best open world. It's great, but I don't think it's the best. I have other bests. Is the 1050 Ti good for simple rendering in DIZ 3D? Not sure what that means. So, sorry, cannot answer that. Thoughts on 5G? I know nothing about 5G, so can't answer that. What is your favorite game ever? I have so many favorites. I'll probably say the Splinter Cell games and Dark Souls 1. Those are some of my favorites. Max Payne 3, Resident Evil. The Resident Evil games, I like them all. Resident Evil 2 Remake, one of my favorites. Bueno, Asaf Aguilar, te regalo un saludo, acá está. Ahí está el saludo, espero que lo hayas recibido. Which games would you recommend to everyone? Whoa, that's a huge one. Probably Skyrim is a game I would recommend to everyone because you can do basically whatever you want and you're leveling up anyways, so you feel like you're doing work and being productive. So probably Skyrim. Witcher 3, Skyrim, or Red Dead 2? Witcher 3. Witcher 3 by a long shot, in my opinion. Do you watch anime? If so, what's your favorite one? The only thing I watched was Dragon Ball Z or when I was a kid, and Naruto, and that's about it. I don't go there. ¿Qué dice Matt 1X? Todo bien. ¿Y vos? Are mobile graphics reaching the level of PS3 era with games like PUBG and COD? Genshin Impact are some games on mobile? Well, I'm not sure exactly. PS3 is more of a... It's super different. I mean, I don't see Skyrim on mobile at the moment. It will be amazing, don't get me wrong, but we'll still have a few extra years to go to get there, I think. ¿De qué parte de Uruguay sos? Soy de Montevideo, soy capitalino cheto. How tall are you? I'm 183 centimeters tall. You recommend a 1660 Super? If the price is right, go for it. If you can go for a 2060 though, I'll go for that due to the DLSS support. But the 1660 Super is great. You should watch Attack on Titan. Yeah, a lot of people recommended me that one. Personally, I don't watch a lot of stuff lately. I'm mostly sleeping when I'm away from a TV or a monitor, so yeah, not a lot of time, but thanks for the suggestion. Sí, soy alto. How did you come to open this channel? Well, I was looking for performance numbers and nobody did the videos with big FPS counters, nobody tried to explain anything at all, nobody tested multiple resolutions. So I said, heck, I'll do it myself. So I didn't see anyone doing it with many resolutions and frame rate targets. So I said, okay, I'll do it myself. And that was the idea, to do something I want to watch personally. But I never expected it to get to where it is now. It's crazy how it grew, really. Un Ryzen 3 3100, una 580 jugando 30 FPS, 1680 por 1050, 2 o 3 años. Por 2 años te la llevo, 3 años no sé, pero 2 años te diría que sí, probablemente. Would you still recommend a Ryzen 5 2600 over a 3100? Not really. I'll get a 3100 due to the better single-threaded performance, but the 2600 is still a great CPU. I'll go for the 2600 if I was doing live streams or something like that, but for gaming itself, I think the 3100 is a better investment, personally, due to the single-threaded performance. Does 1080p get blurry on a 27-inch screen? Is it worth upgrading to 1440p when you can spend a lot on the GPU? I mean, 27 inches, it depends on the distance. If you're an arm's length from your 1080p monitors, 27 inches, I think you'll see the pixels. For 27 inches, I think that the sweet spot will be 1440p. 1080p, I like to go up to 24 inches. So if you go for 24 inches, 1080p I think is the best resolution there. Then something like 27 inches and beyond, probably 1440p. And for 4K, I'll probably go for 32 inches. I have a 28-inch 4K monitor, and really, between 1440p and 4K, it's hard to tell, and I'm an arm's distance from the monitor, so yeah. Saludos desde Costa Rica, bueno, saludos desde Uruguay, y aguante la 1650 Super, sí. Your thoughts on Indian game Raji and an Ancient Epic? Haven't tried it yet, so no comment. Can you test Elder Scrolls Online? Maybe one day. Now that I'm doing live streams, I might, yeah. Thank you for that. What headphones are you using? I'm using the, what's the name of this? The HyperX Cloud Core. Those are the cheap HyperX Cloud options there. They were super cheap and they're the most comfortable headset ever, in my opinion. And you can't hear anything outside of them. So yeah, HyperX Core, HyperX Cloud Core. Those are the ones I'm using. What do you think about Vega 56? If it's cheap, it's a great alternative. If you like undervolting, playing with your GPU, should be great. Are you planning to do any more emulator content? Yeah, later on I might do it. I want to do Breath of the Wild and the RPCS3 emulator. So yeah. RTX 2060 $400, good or overpriced? It depends on the country. The Ryzen 5 3600 for 120 is great, but the 2060 for that price is a little expensive. In my country, that would be cheap, but in general, I think it's expensive, yeah. Not a question, but saludos, fellow Shurugua. Bueno, Nacho, saludos, compatriota. Did you ever pirate a game? Yeah, when I was younger, that was the only way to play games, really, in my country. We didn't have digital distribution, so no way for me. And I was a minor, so no money in my pocket, really. I was more of a PS2 kind of guy. Do you think game will support multi-core in the future? Yeah, of course. The new consoles have it, so eventually we're going to get multi-core games. What do you think about the AMD Radeon 6000 series? If they release a good product for a competitive price and have a DLSS competitor, I think they are good to go. Hopefully we get something better than a 580 for a 580 price. Please AMD and Nvidia, please. ¿Qué opinas del Black Friday? ¿Va a valer la pena comprar hardware o no? Y yo creo que sí, el Black Friday es cuando hay más descuentos. Hay que ir viendo, pero en general vale la pena, sí. Should I get a 450 watt power supply or 500 watts for 3100 and 1650 Super? I mean, if you can go for a bigger power supply, go for it. But make sure it's of a good brand. Do not get a generic power supply. Get something of decent quality at least. 2600 or 3100? 3100 for gaming, 2600 for video editing and live streaming, personally. Can you play games with your subscribers? Not really. I tried it once playing CSGO, I made a server, but the ping was so insanely high. It was like 3000 milliseconds for everyone but me because I'm very far away from my subscribers, so maybe one day, but not today. Ryzen 5 3600 plus 570 or 3100 plus 580? 3100 plus 580, in my opinion. Better single thread performance there. RTX 3060 is expected to be 6GB of VRAM. Do you think 6GB is enough for 1080p gaming? If you're not doing RTX, yeah. If you are doing RTX, you have a VRAM bottleneck there. But if you use DLSS, it should lower the textures, that should be it. But yeah, it will be very little. 6GB will feel like the minimum next generation, I think. ¿Te parecen buenas las gráficas de ZOTAC? Hasta ahora no he tenido problemas. Mientras tengan más de dos fans o más, todo bien. Does YouTube ad revenue cover all your hardware expenses? Still, all of your gears are pretty high-end. What do you mean my gears are pretty high-end? I mean, they cover, the YouTube money is what pays for everything, the microphone, the headphones, the glasses, the monitors, the computers. But it's been like, I started in 2014 and I started getting money in 2015. So it's been a long time doing this. At the start, I had a job. I was doing an 8-hour job, minimum wage, living with my parents, paying for games with my job, and paying for hardware with my job. Then I could go only YouTube for a little bit, thanks to the NCXC sponsorship. So yeah, nowadays it's a hobby that pays itself, and I have a little money to spare to get some decent headphones. That would be nice. PS5 equivalent GPU, according to most people, apparently it's a 2080 or 2080 Super, but who knows, we'll see. Sorry for skipping there. It's hard to keep up. Let me see. I cannot find your comment. Oh, would you think the 3600 will bottom like the 3070? No, probably not. You'll be fine, as long as you're in 460. 8 GB of VRAM, enough for next-gen games. Should be fine. Debería ser suficiente. Sí, 8 GB de RAM de memoria de video debería alcanzar por ahora. It's incredible how fast you can reply to us speaking about technical stuff. Well, thank you, Andrea Okipinti. Muchas gracias. Sí, eso intento. Es difícil. When are you doing the Assassin's Creed Valhalla benchmark? Probably on Tuesday, at the latest. Ubisoft told me they were going to send me a code, but we'll see. Hopefully on Tuesday, in the best case scenario, tomorrow, but who knows. Probably on Tuesday. What do you use? Don't you use RX 590? Because in my country, there's no stock of 590s. Can we use two monitors on one PC but with different resolutions? Yes, you can. I use that. I use a 1080p monitor and a 4K monitor on the same PC. There are some problems. There's some stutter when you're watching YouTube, and there are stutters using Windows, but you can do it. There are some issues though. Is your family supportive towards doing YouTube as a full-time career? At the moment, yes. Now that I show them how much money I make, they do like it and they see me happy. So yeah, my family supports me now. At the start, they didn't because I was spending like from Monday to Sunday doing like 7 hours editing videos. So at the start, I was a little punishing with myself. But yeah, they are now super supportive. Yeah. Can I get 144 FPS with 6050 Super and 2600 in Fortnite all low? Yeah, it should be fine. Probably when there are many people on screen, you're going to drop into the hundreds, but due to the CPU. But in general, it should be okay. Ryzen RX 5500 XT 8 GB or 1660, same price. If it's the same price as 1660 and I would overclock it, uses less power. But the 5500 XT is more like a 580. So in some games, the 1660 is going to be much faster. And video memory on the Nvidia side is usually better utilized due to the compression. So yeah, in that case, 1660. ¿Crees que va a poder jugar 60 FPS Assassin's Creed Valhalla con una 1650 aunque sean 900p? Probablemente, veremos qué pasa. Do you think AMD will one day become the next Intel? They're already becoming the next Intel. I mean, they're now increasing pricing on their new CPUs, so as long as Intel doesn't respond, AMD could as well become the new Intel. It happens all the time with monopolies. How drunk can you get before passing out? Pretty drunk. But I stopped drinking when I was 19 years old, so the last time I drank alcohol was 6 years ago, so it's been a while. So probably I drink one glass and I'm done for the night. Where do you live? I live in Uruguay, a country between Argentina and Brazil in South America. 1650 Super or RX 580 8 GB, it really depends on the game, on a game-to-game basis. Some Unreal Engine 4 games run much better on the 1650 Super, some others run better on 580. I personally will go for the 580 due to the extra memory, so yeah. Thank you so much, Abhishek Mukherjee, for the 100 Indian rupees. Sorry I destroyed your name there. Here in India, PC parts are significantly more expensive, and due to COVID, it costs even more these days. How is the scene in your country? Basically the same. Thank you so much again for the 100 Indian rupees donation. Super appreciated, man, for the support. In my country, it's basically the same. It's always been expensive, but now with it's taking longer for the stocks to be replenished. So less graphics cards, more expensive graphics cards. So yeah, it's getting a little rough here as well with the pricing of hardware. But it's always been expensive, so I'm used to it, basically. Can I overclock an i5-9400F and a V360 motherboard? No, you cannot overclock an i5, I think. One of those. Do you think a 3600 can at least last as long as the new consoles since they have the same architecture? Yes, it should be fine, I think. That's my assumption. How's your day? Great day so far. I slept like 9 hours. I usually sleep 6, so 9 hours felt super refreshing. So yeah, jugar con 1050 Ti en 2020 ya está mal. Nunca está mal. Mientras puedas disfrutar el juego, está bien. Do you watch football? Luis Suarez is from Uruguay. I do not like football, really. I'm not a sports person, but we do know Luis Suarez. Yeah, one of the most recognized footballers here. So yeah, the most famous one actually. But no, I'm not into the football thing. Bro, you missed up my chat. Yeah, well, sorry. I tried to keep up, but it's difficult. It's moving super fast. There's 100 people here. Can you please tell me if I can play Assassin's Creed Valhalla 1050 Ti 1080p resolution? Probably, we'll see. I'm going to test that on Tuesday. That will be the first graphics card, so we'll find out. Is the hardware accelerated GPU scheduling option useful in Windows 10? I have a video comparing it with on versus off, so you can see it. So far it freed a little bit of CPU power, but that's about it. We'll see how it improves across generations, but yeah, at the moment, a very little CPU improvement. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago. Thank you Mark13, how are you doing, man? Good to see ya. What are your educational qualifications? Asking because you have so much computer hardware knowledge. Actually, I only finished high school. I don't have any qualifications on PC stuff. I'm not a technician. I'm more of a technician due to the practical benefit. I wanted to fix my own PC, so I investigated on the internet. and I ended up getting good at it, I think. So yeah, it's mostly reading on the internet, reading on Reddit, reading on Tom's Hardware, those web pages. That's how I learned about PCs, testing and doing my own stuff. I never did any studying, really. I'm more of a practical guy on that stuff. Do you think Threadripper is overkill? At the moment, yes. You need better single thread performance for games at the moment, so Threadripper is a little too overkill. A little super overkill, really. ¿Piensas que 8 núcleos y 16 hilos serán estándar dentro de unos años? Probablemente, cuando el Play 4 desaparezca. Someone asked me if 8 cores, 16 threads were going to be standard in a few years. Probably, once the PS4 is out of the picture, it's going to be. So many chats. Sorry guys, I cannot keep up. What is your height and weight? Well, I'm 183 centimeters tall and I'm 75 kilograms. That's about it. Which one is better, 1660 or 1650 Super? The 1660 is faster and you have more video memory, so there you go. Is it worth upgrading for 2060 Super from 1060? Yes, of course. It's a great boost, I would say. And you get DLSS and RTX. What upgrade should I do? You have an i5 3470, 570 and 8GB of RAM. I would jump to a Ryzen 3 3100 and 16GB of RAM on dual channel. That would be my upgrade path there. And thank you so much, Abhisek Mukherjee. Sorry if I messed that up. Thank you for supporting the channel. You're now an awesome supporter 2.0, so thank you so much, man. I'm going to say your name at the end of the live stream with the awesome supporters 2.0. But thank you, man, so much for joining. Welcome to the family. RX 5500 XT or RTX 2060? RTX 2060 is faster. ¿Actualmente trabajas o estudias? Actualmente hago YouTube y estudio lo que puedo, básicamente. Should I buy RX 570 or 1650 Super for Ryzen 3 3200G? Probably a 1650 Super. If you get the 4GB version of the 570, then yes, the 1650 Super. Thank you DC Nova for supporting the channel as a member. He's an awesome supporter, so he gets the emojis and the icon. So thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family, son. Thank you so much, man. ¿Sigue siendo buena la 970? Sí, si le bajas a las texturas, aguanta todavía. How you came up with the channel name? Actually, from a friend. There's a friend in Facebook it's called Federico, so we call him Fede. And his Facebook name was Fede. So that made me laugh. I said LMAO, and once I made a channel, I said, hey, let's call it Santiago, like Fede. So that's how I came up with the name. I was just messing around, and it sticked. Love from India, well, love from Uruguay, and thank you again for supporting the channel directly. Sorry for the hardware question. 1650 with an i3-7100 for 720p 60, is it good enough? With that CPU, it's hard to get 60s in most games, I would say. So if you get a quad-core CPU, 4 cores like threads, you probably can do 720p 60. Your GPU is fine for that, but your CPU is going to hold you back. The frame rate has that issue there. For a higher frame rate, you need more CPU power. You want sleep, please end the live stream. I'm going to end it in around 15 to 20 minutes, so do not worry, you can sleep just fine. Favorite PC game at the moment, Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory. I have many favorite games really. But yeah, Splinter Cell and Dark Souls, and Skyrim. Mando o Boba Fett, no sé quién es Mando, así que Boba Fett. A 144Hz monitor will work great with a 1650 or 75Hz better. Trust me, most games won't get to 144 even if you have a 1080 Ti. I tried this on when I had a 1080 Ti. 144 is super hard, so if you're doing CSGO or some light games, 144 on that GPU should be fine. But most games are not going to get 144. Will you test Serious Sam 4? Probably. Right now it's impossible. Too many new games. But yeah. Best Assassin's Creed game in your opinion? Best Assassin's Creed game. I would say, let me read my mind for a second. My favorite I think was Brotherhood and then Black Flag. Yeah, Brotherhood, I spent so many hours playing that one, maxing my character out. Yeah, Brotherhood and Black Flag. Black Flag, I love the story, the naval combat, that was amazing. Those are my favorites. What your name is not Santiago? I'm not going to tell you. Will there be a 3060 or a 3060 Ti? According to the leaks and rumors, yeah, probably going to come. Favorite GTA? GTA Vice City. GTA San Andreas. That's my favorite one. Tu video del undervolted de la GPU te ayudó a solucionar un problema de coil wine. Bueno, me alegro un montón. Me alegro un montón, che. Genial, excelente. When are you doing face reveal? Okay, face reveal coming. Whoa, I don't have glasses. I actually have face. And I have ears. Ears, not years. Yeah, that's my face reveal, as you can see. Actually, I'm actually a person with ears, not years. What's your favorite game of the year so far? I would say Ghost Runner. Ghost Runner at the moment is one of my favorites so far. A lot of fun, a breath of fresh air. I loved Superhot so much that really, no way to put it. Which GPU would be good for Ryzen 5 1600? Currently using a 1050 Ti. I would say maybe if you want double the performance, a 1650 Super or a 580, something like that. Or wait for the new GPUs. We're probably going to get something way better in a few months, who knows. Do a Ghost Run and stream? I love it too. Well, I already did one, so you can find it in my channel. Runs great. ¿Crees con unas 5600 XT de corto a mediano plazo? 2 años. No, yo creo que va a estar bien. En 2 años el Play 4 va a desaparecer probablemente, así que debería aguantar. Good choice. Mine's Doom Eternal. Well, Doom Eternal was also great, but it was a little too much for me. A little too fast. Will the 1060 live for another year? Probably. The PS4 will stay here for a couple years more, so yeah, probably. Should I get an APU 3400G or CPU 3100? I heard some people say iGPU is good to have. I mean, if you already have a graphics card, get the 3100, no doubts about it. The 3400G, yeah, is fine, don't get me wrong, but the 3100 is a faster CPU, and if you already have a graphics card, no reason to get the APU, really. Watch this. I'm watching. What type of glass are you using? Power glass or gaming glasses? I'm using the usual glasses, just 0.50 of augmentation, I think it's called, magnification, 0.5. I don't really need glasses. These are glasses to have some rest in my eyesight. I don't really need glasses. I use them so my eyes don't get as tired. You're a single? Yeah, I'm single. Whatever. Cyberpunk 2077 will be overrated. What do you think? We'll see once the game releases, but it's CD Projekt Red, so hype is up the roof, as usual. Type of glasses? I don't know. It's just glasses. Not prehistoric nerd. Not right now. I'm not in the mood. Not in the mood right now. Bueno, Arielo21, si escribís en español, voy a responder en español. Así que lamento que no entiendas nada. Lo siento mucho. Lo siento mucho. Are you using green screen? Not really. I'm using Nvidia Broadcast. It uses the RTX 2060 Tensor cores and removes the background. I don't really have a green screen, as you can see. It's the graphics card doing the work with AI, so I don't need a green screen. ¿Crees que habrá DLSS para la serie 16? No, no lo creo. No tiene Tensor cores, así que no lo creo. Pero estaría bueno. Love from India. Just upgraded my rig to 2060. Loved your work. Well, glad that you... Congrats on the upgrade first, and I'm glad that you enjoyed the channel, man. You have a Seasonic Focus 550 watt power supply. What's the more powerful GPU I can mount? Now I have a Ryzen 5 1600 and a 1066 gigs, 550 watts, 2060 should be fine, 2070 should be fine. Yeah, maybe a 3060 or 3070. Let me check. Yeah, the 3070 you're a little too bottleneck there. Let me see. 3070 minimum PSU. 650, yeah, you're not getting, yeah, 550, probably a 2060 Super, something like that. That would be the maximum I would do. So yeah. What did you study in college? I didn't do college. I skipped college entirely. I was doing engineering and I didn't like math. So math. So I left and I did some air traffic control courses and I want to become an air traffic controller soon. Hopefully one day. But Yeah. How's life in Uruguay from 1 to 10? I would say an 8. 8 or 9, in my opinion. Y muchas gracias a Arielo21 por darle soporte al canal, por ser un miembro del canal. Sos un awesome supporter, así que vas a tener emojis y iconos. Muchísimas gracias, Ariel, por unirte. Bienvenido a la familia. Espero que estés pasando bien. PS5 or RTX 2070 Super? I mean, 2070 Super is only a graphics card, so the PS5 is the entire machine. So in that case, PS5, yeah. Give me a PC, please. You're poor. Well, I was poor as well, and I had to work. Never got any hardware for free. Have you ever been to Mexico? No, never. The countries I visited were Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, and Spain. Those are the countries I know. I want to go to the USA or Mexico one day, but no way to do it at the moment. At the moment, we're a little bottlenecked with the current situation. ¿Piensas escapar de Latinoamérica? No. Me encanta Uruguay, así que no creo que pueda. Santi, ¿cómo sacas la plata de PayPal acá en Uruguay? Yo también trabajo en internet y solo uso Prex. Sí, yo también. La única forma es Prex. Así que, por suerte, es fácil y rápido. Pero Prex es la única manera. Primer directo tuyo, gracias por tus comparativas gráficas. Gracias a ti me decidí por la 2060. Bueno, tomate 23, me alegro un montón. Tenés un nombre recopado vos, te readmiro por ponerte ese nombre. Y felicitaciones por la compra. Espero que la disfrutes. Will you visit India if you get a chance? If I get a chance, of course. I want to do China, India, Japan. That would be amazing, I think. How many hours do you spend at the computer? Way too many. I would say over 6 hours probably. It depends on what I'm doing. Do you get some games earlier than release like some other YouTubers? Yeah, sometimes. Well, Watch Dogs Legion, I got it 1 day early. Hopefully Valhalla is the same and I get it on Monday, who knows. But sometimes I do get games earlier. The earliest I got was Deus Ex Mankind Divided. I got that one a week before release. I was shocked that I got the game so early. So yeah, sometimes I get games early, but I cannot talk about them due to the embargoes and all that. What is your current PC build? Ryzen 5 3600, 2060, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. What's your most played game? Let's find out. Good question. Let's go to Steam. Do you have nightmares with DDU tool? Yeah, pretty often really. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. ¿Fuiste a la academia de inglés o eres autodidacta? Fui a academia de inglés, di el first certificate en el Anglo y después seguí por mi cuenta. Let's see what's my most played game on Steam. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm not reading chat. Games. My most played game. What a great question. Oh my god, I'm embarrassed. My most played game on Steam is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I have 330 hours. So as you can see there, my most played game on Steam are these. So PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, GTA 5, Payday 2, CSGO, Metal Gear Solid 5, Batman Arkham Knight, Dark Souls, Call of Duty Black Ops, Multiplayer, Hitman, Just Cause 3, Dark Souls 3. As you can see, I have a very good taste for first-person shooters. So yeah, I like to shoot in video games. How do you change graphics cards so fast? I have a PC here next to me, so I can remove the card, put a new one. So I have a separate PC for the live streams. Yakuza Like a Dragon benchmark, can't wait. Well, hopefully next week or the other one I'm doing Yakuza, but who knows. 3070 good enough. Yeah, should be fine. Consulta de miembro novato. La membresía la tengo que renovar, ni bien pasan 30 días a partir de hoy o hay una fecha determinada. Creo que es a partir de 30 días después de que haces la primera compra, me parece. Deberías consultarla a YouTube, yo no estoy muy informado. Pero debería ser algo automático. Si no querés renovar, lo puedes desactivar en tus ajustes de YouTube. Would a 3400G bottleneck a 1660 Super? Probably, but you should be able to get 60s in most games from 2018 and before. If I'm installing a new GPU, do I need to use DDU? It's recommended, but it's not mandatory. I usually do it to avoid issues. How much bitrate you use for streaming? When I'm streaming at 4K, I'm doing 40,000 kilobits per second at 4K. On 1080p, I'm doing 10,000 megabits, 10,000 kilobits per second. So yeah, 40 megabits per second upload I'm using for 4K. For 1080p, I'm using 10 megabits per second. Hi Santiago, do you think a 1660 Super will be fine for the new generation? At the moment, yes. We'll see once the new generation actually happens. As long as the PS4 exists, it should be fine, but then we'll see what happens. I don't know. Hopefully it's still enough. I guess it will be fine for the next 3 years, but who knows right now. Can I get 144 FPS on 1600 and 3070? I don't think so. On most new games, I don't think so. It's going to be pretty difficult, I think. The hole in the wall is showing up there. Hi, I'm Santiago. Hello everyone. I'm Santiago. Ryzen 7 2700 1660 Ti. ¿Estará preparado para Cyberpunk a 1080p? Probablemente. Yo creo que está sobradísimo, pero veremos qué pasa. 3900X and 3070, good combo? Yes, of course. Go for it. Are you planning on upgrading your PC? No, at the moment I have more than enough PC for this. I don't really play games outside of the videos, so no reason for me to upgrade at the moment. Unless I want to do I want faster internet. Faster internet would be nice. Did you ever think where you would be doing YouTube? Where would you be if YouTube didn't work out for you? I'll probably be in a company fixing computers or something like that. Whoa, my camera is kinda, hang on guys, gotta fix it. So configure video. Whoa, well, let's do it here. We increase the gain and we lower the exposure to -6. There we go. Now the frame rate of my camera is fixed. Yeah, it is. Could you also do more emulation video games? Yeah, I want to do Breath of the Wild, RPCS3, maybe Yuzu for Mario Odyssey, but we'll see. Which processor will be good for 144? The fastest CPU that you can get is the best for 144, so single thread performance all the way. Probably an i5 10400F at the moment. I have an i5 8400 for AAA. Should I get 5600X or 10700? Get the cheaper one from the two, really. Have you completed Ghost Runner? I haven't played Ghost Runner since the live stream, but I loved it, so yeah. Is the YouTube revenue a lot in your country? It's basically a little bit over minimum wage, something like that, but half of it gets spent on... my expenses are more than 50% of what I earn, so it's not like I cannot live alone, I cannot live independently using YouTube. A lot of expenses, really. Should I get a 2060 and an i5 8600K in 2020? Yeah, sure, why not? Should be fine. Not sure how long it will last, but should be a great combo. Does PC components cost more in comparison to USA? Yeah, let me show you. let me show you my pain. So let's see the pricing in my country in the best. This video is not sponsored. So in the place where I purchase components, let's see how much a 3080 costs in my country, so you guys can get an idea on the pricing. So, whoa, it's not available. Okay, never mind. So here's the pricing in my country. A 3090 is $3,000. Then a 2070 is $850. Here, a 2060 is $500 in my country. And a 1660 is $350, a 1650 Super is $300, basically. So that's my pain. My pain every day. In the USA, it's so much cheaper. Ridiculous. Where do you live? In Uruguay. What's your favorite game you finished this year? I haven't finished any this year. Yeah, this year I finished Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch. So that was my favorite one. Ryzen RX 570, Ryzen 3 3100 is enough for Valorant and CSGO 144Hz? Yeah, should be fine. Make sure to unlock the frame rate on CSGO. Gracias por el streaming. Bueno, gracias a vos por estar. Nos vemos a la próxima. Have you ever played Team Fortress 2? Yes, I played when it became free to play for the first time. I played it with some friends, then I got bored of it and stopped playing. But yeah. Okay, this is Innova. Thank you so much for joining and supporting the channel. Good night. Have a great rest of your week. Great week starting. So yeah, how much GPUs do you have? I have a 1050 Ti, 750 Ti, 1650 Super, 2060, 570 and 580. So at the moment, 6 graphics cards, hopefully more soon. Yuzu on the 570, maybe in the future, we'll see. Good night, bro. Well, good night, Aqualion GG. ¿Qué mouse ocupas? Uso un G502 Special Edition. This is the mouse I'm using, a G502 SE Hero, my favorite mouse, and I use this wireless Logitech M275. I use those two. Good night, my battery is like 3%. Well, rest in pepperoni's battery, so see ya next time, man. Thanks for watching. ¿De qué país te ven más en YouTube? En la India, que es re loco eso. Vamos a ver eso, vamos a ver las analytics. Oh, my cat arrived. Hello, kitty. So let's show you from where the audience comes from. So there we are. Let's see. Lifetime. Most subscribers come from. So we have Brazil, United States, India, Russia, and Argentina from this time I started the channel to now. But in the last 28 days, it's been mostly people from India, as you can see. So yeah, those are the people that watch the channel the most. ¿De qué país se ven más en YouTube? Ya lo respondí. Good night, your battery is... Yeah, I already read that. Being a YouTuber is stressful for you because some videos didn't receive that much views. Yeah, it's stressful, but I try not to think about that. I'm trying to enjoy more. That's why I'm doing live streams. I enjoy the live streams so much more than doing videos and editing like 5 hours of videos. It's super boring compared to this. I prefer to do live streams. You guys are great. It's great speaking to you. So I'm trying to enjoy it. Instead of being a hard worker, I prefer to be a hard worker and enjoying at the same time. I think that's important. Bueno, nos vemos. Buenas noches, Danish Saman. Nos vemos en la próxima. Cat reveal. Okay. Here he is. This is Nazareno. We call him NASA. With a seat, not an S, like the space company. Okay. Chill. Chill. I love you, kitty. ¿Cómo te introduciste al PC Gaming? Con una 9500 GT y un Celerón. RTX 2060 or RTX 3050 Ti? The 3050 Ti isn't even announced yet, so cannot really say. Should I get a 3100 6050 Super or should I wait? If you can wait a couple months. We'll see what new stuff comes out. But yeah. What do you put all your GPU? In the top of my case, on my NCXT H500 case. Hang on, I gotta remove the cat. 1 second. Remove the cat from my room. Come on, kitty. Not behind the monitor. Jesus Christ. Alright. I'm back, guys. So, as I was saying, the cat was behind the monitor. He could touch the fan. Okay, have a good night, Adreno Live. Appreciate you being here. I'm waiting for Assassin's Creed Valhalla stream. When is that? On Tuesday? Mark, if I get the game early, I'm doing it tomorrow. If I get it on Tuesday, I'm doing it on Tuesday. So patience. But yeah, I'm probably doing it on Tuesday at the latest. Si aumento la calidad de las texturas afectará a los FPS. En general, si tenés suficiente memoria de video, no debería cambiarlo. Depende del juego, pero en general no cambia si tenés suficiente VRAM. How is Ryzen 5 3600X with 1660 Super? It's great, should be fine. Should be using your GPU at its maximum potential. I haven't been drinking coffee at all. I have it here, it's cold now and disgusting. So I got distracted reading chat. Is anyone say that you look like Shroud? I do not look like Shroud at all. Super different. Can my 1050 Ti run Cyberpunk 2077? And will the game runs that are releasing for the next 7 months? I don't know. I mean, as long as the PS4 exists, the 1050 Ti should be okay. I mean, it's more powerful in general on the GPU side. ¿Un monitor 4K o unos 144 Hz? Si me vas a elegir 144 Hz, ya que no tengo una gráfica que tire 4K bien, así que 144 para CSGO estaría de más. ¿Videojuego favorito? Tengo muchísimos. Yo diría Splinter Cell, los Metal Gear, Dark Souls, me encanta. Yo diría que esos. I'm going to purchase the original genuine Windows. Are you sure that we can play pirated games on genuine Windows? Yes, of course. It has nothing to do with your Windows activation. Nothing to do. So don't worry. I'm going to get my first job soon, but what job should I pick for a first job? Whatever you want, man. I mean, find something you're good at and don't do it for free. That's basically what you have to do. For example, I like fixing computers, so I fix computers, but I don't do it for free. So I use that skill for doing YouTube. So that's where it took me. So for a first job, I'll go for something that you like doing, and that can be monetized, something like that. You look like Shroud, but with a beard. Oh, okay. If I have a beard, I look like Shroud. Gotcha. Interesting. Do you live stream whenever you want, or do you have a stream schedule? Basically, when I have time, when I'm available and I have the new game in my hands, I try to go for the live stream as soon as possible. I do Kung Fu at night in an academy, so I tried not to get the times crossed there. I usually try to stream before I do Kung Fu, and that's basically my schedule. So I don't have really exact times. I usually do it on midday here in my country. So yeah. Call of Duty Warzone stutters on 8 GB of RAM for me. Does it to you? Yes, with 8 GB of RAM, Warzone stutters quite a bit. You need more than 8 GB. What software do you use for streaming and which one for recording? For streaming, I'm using OBS. For recording, I'm using Rec Central. That is the software that comes with my capture card on a separate computer. And that's basically it. Have you thought about starting a gaming channel or streaming on Twitch? Yes, I did, but I mean, this channel already takes so much of my time that I really do not enjoy playing without benchmarking. Benchmarking is basically the fun, now for me at least. So no plans, really. Do you like cricket? Never played it. In my country that doesn't exist. ¿En dónde vivís? En Montevideo. So Ryzen 5 3600 with 1660 Super, 6 gigs of RAM should be run for running Premiere Pro and VFX stuff. Yeah, it'd be fine. I've been using a slower PC than that, and it was great. Should be a great experience. How do you learn computer stuff? By using computers, reading the internet, asking on Reddit, on Build a PC. That's how you learn. Do you get screen tearing when FPS is under the hertz? Yeah, and when it's over the hertz too, I get screen tearing. Is Luis Suarez your favorite player? I don't really care about football, so yeah, sure, why not? ¿Cuál es tu sprinter favorito? Para mí es el Chaos Theory. Sí, ese es mi preferido. Es el primero que jugué y es el que más rejuego. Me encanta el nivel del banco. Es increíble ese juego. ¿Tienes algún pasatiempo que no tenga que ver con PCs? Sí, me gusta el control de tránsito aéreo, pero no puedo... Me gusta tocar la guitarra también. Y me gusta soldar un poco de cables y cosas de esas. What is online playing in PS4? Not sure what do you mean by that. Tengo un i5 9400F. ¿Recomiendas comprar una 5700 XT o una 2060? La 5700 XT es muchísimo más rápida, así que si no vas a usar DLSS o Ray Tracing, la 5700 XT, sin dudas. Fan from India for 4 years. Well, thank you for sticking around, man. What monitor do you use? I forgot the name, but it has a weird name. It's a 28-inch 4K monitor, and I also use a 1080p 21-inch monitor. Let's talk for 40 minutes. Yeah, it's already been an hour, so I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much for asking and being here with me. It's been a pleasure to answer your questions. Thank you. The background is very nice. Well, thank you. You can find it in the description. It's from Motion Made. Te quiero, please say te quiero dos. Bueno, te quiero. That's how you do it. Last intro. Okay, hello everyone. I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be leaving the live stream. So thank you guys for watching. You just arrived. Well, you can see the recorded live stream later. But yeah, guys, see you next time. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm going to now say the name of the tier 2 members, which are the ones that have that. So if you're a tier 2 member, I'm going to say your name at the end of the live streams. So let's filter them by current level. So Awesome Supporter 2.0. I'm saying the names of these people that are the tier 2 supporters. So thank you, Avhisek Mukherjee. Sorry if I messed that up. Thank you, Rodrigo Duarte. Thank you, Christo Gavetjov. Thank you, Sunak Das. And thank you, Ken. He told me to call him Ken, for being an Awesome Supporter 2.0. So a tier 2 member in the channel. So you get the badges, you get the mention at the end of the live stream. So thank you so much, guys, for being here with me. And have a great Sunday. Hopefully you're falling asleep early so you can do stuff on Monday and be productive. So yeah, see you guys next time. Love you guys. Bye bye. Nos vemos. Gracias.